plenty before within the borders. Let one and all arise. Let us strong and true. Service giver honest endeavor. And the homeland of Kenya, heritage of splendor, from where we stand to defend. Let all with one accord, in God united, build this a nation together, and the glory of Kenya, the fruit of our labor, fill every heart with thanksgiving.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Today is actually a very special day for us in our country, Kenya. I'm not going to say it's our country, Kenya. So welcome once again back to Stand Out, Speak Up show every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. Kenyan time. Well, today we're in Kenya actually, so we're not looking at ourselves as we're in the UK. We're in Kenya because today is a very big celebration in Kenya. We are celebrating something. I'm not going to say what, because I have the youths here in the studio today who are going to tell us all about what we are celebrating today in Kenya. Because people always think that, oh, these children, they live in the UK, they don't know their history. Actually, I have two people here who know their history, and they're going to teach us, they're going to talk about it, and we're going to learn a lot from you guys. Yeah, give me 5. Yeah. I like that. Yeah, give me 5, Dennis. And the funny thing is, they are called Dennis and Dennis. So when I say Dennis, Denise, and Dennis. Okay, so don't get mixed up. All right. So this is the place where we learn how to stand up or stand out, speak up, and walk tall. That's where we say stand out and speak up. Talk show. Right? Good. Okay, so introduction. So Denise, introduce yourself. I know you started a company, SBS, step by step. Yeah. So just introduce yourself and tell us who you are, where you're from. You don't have your Kenyan bracelet today. What happened to it?
No.
No. Are you those traitors?
No.
Okay.
Do you have what? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
It's my passport.
Let's show off. Okay, so my name's Denise. I'm 23 years old. In the lockdown, me and my friend started a company called SBS Creative Arts Agency. That stands for Step by Step Creative Arts Agency. We do a range of different things. Dance, African drumming, African storytelling, tie-dye, bead making. So yeah, we did that with like a range of ages because we do performances. We do loads of things in that company. So
okay, yeah. It's all about Africa, right?
Yeah.
Good. I like that. Okay, Dennis.
Hello, my name's Hello, my name's Dennis. I'm 20 years old, and during lockdown, I started my own YouTube channel, and I also started a TikTok account as well. I managed to gain over 35,000 followers on my TikTok.
Woo!
And nearly 2,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Wow. That is awesome. That is good. And you also came from really far away today to just come to the studio.
Yeah, I came from Nottingham today.
Wow.
2 hours away.
Just because you want to tell us about our history, our Kenyan history, not really African history, Kenyan history. Today, you know, somebody told me that, why do you talk about Kenya so much? You do things for Kenya. And I said, look, I'm Kenyan first. So any African who wants to talk about their country, you're welcome. But today for us, it's not about Africa, it's about Kenya today. Because what are we really celebrating today, Dennis?
Mashujaa Day, the Day of the Heroes.
Mashujaa Day, the Day of the Heroes. Wow. So do you know anything about these heroes? Or before we start, actually, we have a Kenyan flag, okay? This flag has meaning, every color in the flag. And I know some people out there don't even know the meaning of the flag. But I'm sure you guys know, because you know a lot about Kenya. You know a lot about your country history. So I'm going to put you on this spot. And I'm sorry, I know you didn't. I'm going to ask this. But I'm going to ask. What does black symbolizes you?
The black symbolizes the color of the people in the country.
Aha, the people of the land.
The people of the land.
Okay, Dennis,
Yeah.
what does the color red represent?
The red represents the blood that was shed for the heroes that fought for our country's independence.
Oh, wow, the blood is what was shed when they were fighting for independence. And that's why we're here today. That is the today topic, okay? Okay, Denise, what does green represent?
Green represents the land, nature, the wealth of Kenya.
Yes.
Okay, one more. We have one more. Dennis, what does white represent?
White represents the peace that we now have now that we've gained our independence in the country.
Wow, you guys are good.
One more for you.
One more?
Yeah.
What? They're finished.
No. What's the shield and the spear?
Why are you asking me? That's not.
What's
it's not-
the shield and the spear?
I'm not on the spot today.
Because
Today's.
the flag
Come
was
on.
done.
Yeah.
Well, what's that?
Oh my God, the shield. Oh no, you guys are not putting me on the spot.
Come on.
Yeah.
What's that one?
Okay, the shield. It represents the shield. First of all, from what I know, is when they were fighting, especially when they were fighting the Mau Maus or our freedom fighters, they used a lot of shield for protection. So they use the shield for protection, and then they use the spears to fight. But also represents the Maasai, the people of there's a tribe, the Maasai tribe in Kenya, and the spear and the shield is something that they hold dear in their hearts because they walk with that a lot around, especially the spear. But for us, being in the flag, as much as the Maasais use the spear and the shield, is also what they used when they were fighting for the independence.
Yeah, because
You
we
did
didn't
well.
have. Yeah, she done good.
You did well.
Well done.
Because we didn't really have guns
And
because-
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is what we used. But we had guns after that, because before I don't think we knew about what guns was
Yeah.
Or
until the
Muzungus did.
Muzungu came. It's
Yeah,
because they
that's
came.
that's what they were using to fight
To fight
us.
yeah.
And we were using the spear and the
spears.
shields.
Exactly.
Oh, I like that you're saying to fight us like you were there.
It's us. It's our country. It's us. It's our
I like
ancestors.
that. I like that. I caught you there, innit?
Thank you.
The way you were looking like, what does she mean? I mean, I'm Kenyan. Okay, great. Okay, now, we have a play, and we are so excited because you guys are going to be part of the play, and this play is going to be featured in theatre, Greenwich Theatre, 30th of January. And our youths are actually going to partake on this. So that's why I'm happy that you guys are going to be part of this play. But before that, we're going to discuss the play, because this play has a lot of history about Kenya. What Kenya went through from 1952, something happened in 1952. I'm going to ask you guys what happened in 1952 in Kenya. And we're talking about how Kenya has a special relationship with the British monarchy, how we fought for independence, which people helped, just few heroes, but there was so many of them, but we're just going to talk about few of them. So we'll start with you, Dennis.
Okay.
So we start off talking about the play, talking about the history of Kenya, because we really want to know, because once we did this play before, and people didn't even realize how deep the things, and guys, I'm telling you that these two youths, I'm proud of them, because even though they were born in the UK, but they don't call themselves British. They call themselves Kenyans, and that's what we want to see, because they know their roots, they know their culture, and for them to go through this play and say, "Wow, we love what we're seeing," because it's teaching us so much about our history. Now, this play is so deep, it's so real. That's why under 10s are not even allowed to watch it, because it's based on 98% true facts, things that happened in Kenya, and they are so deep. Remember, we were interviewing a lady who was 80 years old, a woman who was 80 years old, and she was in my dance class. And she was still strong. Wow, black don't crack. 80, and she was still in a dance class. And when I interviewed her about the Mau Mau, or about those days, she was still crying. At 8 years old, she was still crying. So this play is actually based, and then we also went to Kenya to see Gitu Akahengeri, and Gitu Akahengeri is the one who, he initiated the payment of the Mau Maus, right? Even though we know the lawyers ate half of the money, they didn't even give them what they were entitled to. That's the corruption that we have. And we saw Gitu Akahengeri as well, and they were parts of this play. So they were part of telling us the history of Kenya. So it's so deep, and children are not really allowed to see it because we don't want to hurt them, or we don't. It's like horror, because these are real stuff that happened. So if you hear these two youths talking about it, it's not a joke. It really happened.
Isn't it the first Kenyan play that's going to be played in that theatre as well?
Yes, that's right, you got it right. The first Kenyan play that is going to be played in Greenwich Theatre on January the 30th, 2022. Write that down in your diary. All right, Dennis, take us.
Okay, so I don't even know how to start this, to be honest.
So we're just going to read from the script.
Yeah, just
And
say
then-
what happened.
So for context for the people watching, do we say the names of the people or do we just read back and forth? and
Just
then-
read back and forth.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to go straight
Or you
down.
can even say this was the British that said this, and this was a Kenyan, and this was a traitor, because we had all those mixed characters in it.
Yeah.
So this first page is a conversation between two white people. Okay.
The sponsors, isn't it?
Yeah, the sponsors, yeah.
Okay. So one of the sponsors is obviously trying to convince Alex to rule the land, to buy it and to take over. And she says, this is Rachel now saying, can you imagine in their markets people singing and dancing? What magic, you can spend your money without even thinking twice. The size of their mangoes, bananas, oranges, the fruit smell and looked really fresh. Those people look so happy and are united. Can anyone ever separate that?
So who are those people?
The Kenyans.
The Kenyans in the market.
Wow. So this is a British person. They've gone to Kenya already.
And
They've
spied.
they've spied on us.
Yeah.
And we are so naive, we just welcome them. We didn't even know that these people are here to spy. And that's what Kenyans are. We are friendly. I think in the whole Africa, people always say that Kenyans are very friendly. That's why they caught us.
A little
Yeah.
detour. I think about this all the time. Like, do you ever wonder, like, when you're on Twitter or like Instagram and you see a white person dancing to like Afrobeats?
And it
or-
amazes me.
Yeah, like
Ama-
Afrobeats, they'll dance and then us black people will like gas them up and be like, oh my God,
Yeah.
you're so good, my God. Retweets, likes,
It's true.
everything.
They love our culture.
But
can't deny it.
then, if you see a black person dancing ballet, when do you ever see
Nah.
white people
They will not.
say, hey, look?
They'll not praise them for
They'll
that.
be like, first of all, your body doesn't even suit that type of, just criticism. Black people are so like welcoming, opening, accepting. We do it so much, but we don't get that same energy
It's
on
true.
the other side. Even though you don't do things in life to get, you know, but it's just like, I don't want to say we don't see, because that means, am I expecting us to stop? Or do I want us to do it so we get it back? But it's just like the white people don't appreciate us the way we appreciate them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
And that's
That's my
what's
point.
shown in this play as well, to be fair.
Yeah, but don't you think that's just our nature though? As black people, we're always so friendly, we're always welcoming, we're always inviting. Or do you think it's because we like the opposite than us?
no, I think that's how we are
That's how we
as a
are.
people, because we were like that with each other, because she came to Kenya, saw that, came, ruined it. So now we struggle, because in the war, you had to fight for yourself. You couldn't have inclusion. I knew that if I ratted out Dennis, they wouldn't beat me. So if I didn't want to get beaten, I'd rat out Dennis. So I feel like that's a mentality that, even though slavery and the war, all of that is done, it's a trait that is embedded in us. We can't help but betray our own, but we're like very loyal or look highly to white people. And you always
Yeah.
think like, why don't you want to include me? Why do you want to go and include Betty or, you know, some white person over there? I feel like you genuinely can't help it. It's something that's been embedded inside of us. And you just do it subconsciously sometimes. I feel like you have to make a conscious decision to want to bring in your black people. But then when you do bring in your black people, sometimes they end up stabbing you in the back.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, it's just...
this is deep.
Yeah.
This
and then
is deep.
you can go deeper and talk about black on black crime as well. And then that's shown as a way of how we oppose each other as well. So, yeah.
And then white people do white on white crime.
Yeah.
But because we are seen as the violent, aggressive community,
That's what's broadcasted
it's
more.
it's out there, it's shown big. But when white people do it, it's, oh, he had a mental issue, or oh, he didn't have a good upbringing. But black people, terrorists, gang, negative. Don't black people have mental health issues too?
Yeah, it's true.
Aren't black people raised in bad homes too? It's not seen like that. We're just the aggressor all the time.
Wow, but yet they came to spy on us, to take what belongs to us.
I feel like they hated, I feel like, not generally, but I feel like maybe then they weren't as loving and together as us. In Kenya at that time, there was no rich, there was no poor. Everyone was the same. We shared everything that we had. I'll go to your house. I'm talking like I was there, but you know, you see it in the village today. Yeah, you see it now. Like you go to your friend's house, or can I have this? Can I have that? Even if I've come to you 10 times, you'll still give it to me. But white people are very, oh, it's mine, and if you borrow it, you have to give it back next time. So I think them coming and seeing this, like, black people, they just share, everybody's happy here. No, and they have things that we want. We have to take it from them. So they came, they preyed on our weakness, which was openness, love, kindness, sharing, and took it.
They fell for it.
And didn't only just destroy the land, but destroyed us as a people.
Well,
So
they tried to.
Oh, they tried to.
But then we ended up gaining independence. So.
At the end, but lost a lot of lives. So let's continue. Wow, that is deep. I like this. Yeah, go on.
So Alex replied, okay, maybe you read yours again because we went off on a tangent.
All right. So Rachel said, can you imagine in their markets, people singing and dancing? What magic. You can spend your money without even thinking twice. The size of their mangoes, bananas, oranges, the fruit smell and looked really fresh. Those people look so happy and are united. Can anyone ever separate that?
And Alex responds, opinion rules the world. If what you are saying is true, then that country is worth investing in, a country worth ruling. We must take control of the farms, produce and the people. That is a country of milk and honey. I think we should send our men there. We need good tactics to get what we want. We have to be smart about this. Go with goodies. Let them think we're their friends.
Wow. So I think from the beginning they knew they can just come and go with goodies. That's like to a child. Give that child goodies so they stop crying.
To deceive us, yeah.
Wow, that's deep. And then let's continue.
And then Alex says, yes, money. Everybody loves money. We all love money. That was the case the last time I checked. Peace and unity loves money too. And then they both laugh and Rachel responds, all the natural resources they have, they are too stupid to see that, and that is why we must step in now.
Wow, the natural resources. Do you know how many natural resources we have? And the funny thing is, being a Kenyan, born and brought up in Kenya, there's so many natural resources that we can't even afford. We can't afford to buy it when we're in Kenya but it's from there. Coffee, some people can't even afford to buy it, but yet it's from our own country because it's so expensive. But we can't afford. So all the natural resources that we have, it's true, they took it.
And sold it back to us.
Sold it back to us. Now we can't even afford to buy it.
That's why there's things like fair trade now as well. Yeah.
Wow. Go on. Continue.
So now we're in Kenya.
So now, yeah, we're in Kenya now. And Tabitha, oh wait, the background,
So
that happened in
England.
In England.
Yes, so Rachel came to Kenya, saw, and came to report back to Alex.
Okay, so now we're in Kenya now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And Tabitha says, and today, a day like this, 1952, we, The people of Kenya welcomed the Princess of England, Princess Elizabeth.
Whoa. So in 1952, Princess Elizabeth visits Kenya. Tell us, how was the visit?
In the year 1950, again, the year 1952 was a significant and important year for all Kenyans as we proudly welcomed Princess Elizabeth and her husband Prince Philip to Kenya on behalf of her father King George V, who was sent to visit the Commonwealth countries but was ill at the time. So Princess Elizabeth went instead. The princess was only 25 years old then and, as usual, very beautiful, full of life and energy. She embraced Kenya and its beauty. It was a privilege for our country, Kenya, to have been honoured in this way. What can we say about our country? She became a queen while she was in Kenya. She was the first British monarch since George I to be outside of England at the moment of succession, and also the first in modern times to not know the exact time of her accession because her father, the king, had died in his sleep at an unknown time. Her stay in Kenya was in the Treetops Hotels, one of the most famous hotels in Kenya, a hotel with style. The legendary hunter Jim Corbett, a resident of Treetops at the time, wrote the now famous lines in the visitor's log book. For the first time in the history of the world, a young woman climbed into the tree, one day a princess, and after having what she described as her most thrilling experience, she climbed down from the tree the next day, a queen. God bless the queen.
And God bless
Imagine that.
our president too. I'm sorry, I had to say that because today is Mashujaa Day. God bless our president. Yeah, so can you imagine that? So princess, she was a princess then. Of course, she's a queen now. And she was only 25 years old. So she visited Kenya, because I know a lot of people don't know this. Because even the mayor, remember when we did the play, the mayor of Greenwich, she didn't even know this. And I was thinking, so how can you be a mayor? You don't even know where your queen became a queen. So I think that's how Britain has this relationship, connection with the monarchy, because with Kenya as well, because she became a queen when she was in Kenya. So she went to visit Kenya on behalf of the dad, and then the dad died, and then she became a queen, because immediately the dad dies or immediately someone dies, the other person becomes a queen or a king straight up.
It's the fact that she didn't know as well.
Yeah,
and she climbed down as a queen.
Yeah, I like that phrase.
Yeah.
That she went up as a princess and came down as
a queen.
Yeah, and that's what will happen to all of us, isn't it? No? Okay, cool. Let's go.
Wait, what do you mean?
Climb up a princess or a prince and come down a king or a queen.
Yeah, of course.
How will that happen?
Metaphorically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Come on, Dennis. Okay.
All right. The next bit is the grandma telling a story about a greedy hyena, and it goes: once upon a time, there was a very greedy hyena that lived with his wife and 6 children. They were very happy together. There was plenty of food for them to eat. One day, there was no rain anymore, so the family did not have enough food. When Miss Hyena was cooking, Mr. Hyena always went to the pots and ate some food. When Miss Hyena was not watching, but one day, when Mr. Hyena put the food in his mouth, Miss Hyena walked into the kitchen in an attempt to hide the hot food in his mouth. Mr. Hyena swallowed the food quickly so that Miss Hyena does not see. Too bad for Mr. Hyena. There was a big fishbone in the fish. Mr. Hyena started choking and crying out for help. Please help me. The fishbone choked him and he fell down and died, all because of his greediness.
Oh dear. Mr. Hyena died. And you know Mr. Hyena is not really hyena, it's the people.
It's a metaphor, yeah.
Greedy politicians.
Yeah, what do you think that line means, Dennis?
I think the grandma's talking about the greedy politicians, how they came to our country and they were greedy for like our natural resources and land and our culture.
And the people who are the leaders allowed them because of greediness. Because remember, even where Alex, the British guy, said, money, everybody loves money.
Yeah.
So that's part of, he came with the money.
Bribery,
bribe them. They are hyenas, they love, and that's what's happening. When you talk about this hyena, I know it's a metaphor, but it's it's so much of reality, because this is what's happening in an African continent, not just Kenya. And we always say that everybody's corrupt. Every country, I mean, the whole planet, the whole world, the whole universe, the whole whatever is corrupt. But the only difference is there are some countries that if you give them 100% to give to their people, at least they'll give 50 and put 50 in their pocket, or even give 80 and take 20. You understand? But they take, because every single country, they're corrupt. But now the difference with Africa is, right, they'll take 99.5% and put it in their pocket. And the half that they give the people, they'll still look. The half they give, they'll still look. What are you doing with that? They've taken 99.5%, but they're still not satisfied. So that's the greedy hyena.
Yeah.
They're still not satisfied. They're still looking for that little one that they gave you. So that's the difference. But everybody, yes, they always say that everybody's corrupt. Yes, they're all corrupt. But it's the degree of corruption that counts.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's continue. So from the greedy hyena to...
it's two friends talking here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just giving us a little insight on some information in Kenya. So Tema says to her friend, "Your mum is so funny and friendly. I like the way she values her own language. She always speaks her mother tongue regardless." Then her friend Nyambura replies, "I know. She forgets that in Kenya we have over 40 different languages. But then who can blame her? Look at us. We're all from different tribes, but who can tell? We all come together as a big happy family. As you know, what makes family is not just blood, but love and respect. Anyway, twendeni tunawe mkono," which means let's go and wash our hands.
Wow.
Ooh.
Okay.
I didn't know what that meant.
Oh no, Venice! No.
Yeah.
You don't know what twende tunawe mkono is?
No.
Oh, I thought it was just my accent. Okay, fine.
No.
It's not my accent.
That's my fault.
Do you understand Swahili?
Tiny bit. I know how to count.
Okay, go on, let's count.
Moja, Bili, Tatu, Ne, Tanu, Sita, Saba, Nane, Tisa, Kumi.
Hey.
Well
Yeah.
done. That's good.
Okay.
And I'm sure you understand as well. It's just to talk that you can't, but you understand.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So in Kenya, we have more than 42 different languages or tribes or dialects. And the other day, actually, I was an MC in SCKK Cultural Day. We were celebrating, that is Kenyans that live in Southeast and Kent. We've come together, we formed this group because we are at home, away from home. So we formed this group, and it's a very successful group. We're almost 400 people now, and we just started 3 years ago. And we were celebrating, and I was going table to table and asking them different tribes in Kenya. And I was actually embarrassed because a lot of us didn't even know. And I was like, what? How can you go? And then somebody said, let's Google. I said, no, no Googling. We have to think.
Yeah.
We know that we have more than 42 different. So the tribes that everybody was saying, Luo, Kikuyu, Luya, Kamba, Masai, Nandi, Kalenjin, because those are the famous tribes.
Yeah.
But even if they're not famous, they're still Kenyans. We did not even get to 30, my darling. And this is so many people that were there. We didn't even get to 30. I goes, oh, so how many tribes? Kipsigis. Okay, yeah, that's there. Turkana, yes. And it was so great because it made people start thinking. And everybody was like, oh my God, tribes. Yeah, Kuria. Yes, it's down there. And we're like, you know those people that live up there? Yeah, Turkana, or it was funny. Then I realized,
when your tribe makes up the larger population, you forget that there's other tribes that make up the whole country. Yeah,
but it's really a shame, though. It's a shame because I think, yes, you cannot know everything about your history or about your country, because even me, I only visited Mombasa when I took you guys.
Yeah.
And I was born and bred up in Kenya, everything, but I never lived in Nairobi. I was born in Nairobi, lived in Nairobi. I was just an Isili girl.
Yeah.
I didn't even think that, let me go visit here. And it's not that you didn't have the money. It's just, I think sometimes it's just ignorance.
You don't need to go there. Yeah,
you don't need to go there. Until I came here and I was like, So people are going to Mombasa. Me too, I want to go.
Oh,
people,
no.
yeah, I want to go.
Not a copycat.
Mombasa is beautiful though. I love it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. The beaches and everything. Yeah.
And Masai Mara, and those are things that we knew. So when I was telling people to tell me tribes in Kenya,
But it's the same as here. I wouldn't go visit the London Eye
Yeah.
and the Big Ben.
Nah.
I live here. What am I doing that for?
Yeah.
But people pay serious money to
I might go on the
London
Eye. Yeah. I might go on the London Eye, but I wouldn't go there a lot.
I would not go. I don't
You wouldn't
think
go
it's
at all?
important. No. But that's people come to this country for the London Eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's because it's your country, so it's
Yeah.
like I don't need to like go there. It's okay.
Yeah.
But when you leave and you come back, you can maybe see the beauty in it. Yeah.
Great. Let's continue.
Okay, the next bit is Kamal talking to Otieno about, so they were just talking about how they were teaching all the boys how to hunt and provide for their families. So Kamal says, that is why we are each other's keepers. It takes a whole community to raise a child, by the way. But no, by the way, have you heard what is happening in the neighboring countries? The havoc and chaos the Wazungu has brought in their village. It reminds me of the story my grandma told me about a village that was very peaceful until the python came along. The python brought so much havoc, burning houses, killing people, pure destruction.
And Otieno replies, so, who's the python here? The Muzungu?
And Kalali says, of course, the Mzungu, but then, that will never happen to us. We are so strong to be broken by anyone or anything. Those people forget their tradition, customs, and mostly their gods, and decided to worship the Mzungu god. How could they have allowed that to happen?
Okay, I like that. That's a community spirit right there. You see Kamau teaching the children how to hunt. He didn't care if this child is from Kikuyu, Luo land, because we can see he's talking to Otieno. He didn't care if this child is from Cumberland. You understand? So that time, the tribes and like Mama Nyambura said, she was speaking her language. She doesn't care who is there, who is listening. It's because there was so much unity among tribes. Yeah, but now, what is actually breaking our country is tribalism, right? There's so much hatred between the tribes, and you can see before it was never like that. They were eating together, and just before that, I know that part. There was Kalali coming in, and he was actually drunk, and I love that part that the men were actually playing together and bantering, having this banter, and at the same time actually talking sense. And there's where Kalali was coming singing this song, and this song is something that is, I don't know who made it anyway, but it's in Kenya. When people are drunk, they always say Jumbe nipeleke kwetu Jumbe, nimelewa sana mimi, sina pa kulala jama, nipeleke kwetu Jumbe. So Kalali was singing that, and he comes to the men, and they just start making fun of each other, and they're laughing, and they're together, and they don't even care. And then you see as well, because of how they were together, they were talking about the Muzungu coming, and they're like, Muzungu will never touch us. We are so united and we're so together. So they thought.
It's good that they thought that, though. They genuinely believed that they were. I guess that's just life, isn't it? You can only believe as much as you are as a person, because you can never know what someone is thinking or feeling.
That's true.
So the most you can believe is how far you would go for somebody, how far you would do for your country. So Kalali talking knows that he will never betray anyone, so he can say confidently, we will never do it, because he believes that he will never do it. So why would you guys do it to me?
Yeah, but you didn't know what was to come.
But he didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, continue.
So, this is the narrator. The Wazungu came with deceit, manipulation, and brainwashed us in our mindset. They joined our grandmothers and fathers in telling stories to our young ones. In deceit, they told our children stories of hatred in the dark. Food was served freely to the Wazungu as we took them in like our own, but they spat our food under the table and lied to us about how the spices were just right. They allowed their women to help out in our kitchen, But while we were busy preparing the meals, they added poison behind our backs. Kenyan brew, they called it, changa. They joined our men in drinking, not knowing that while our men trusted them and drank with them, they pretended to drink but spilled their drink instead, deceiving our men into getting drunk so they could not perform their duties at night. The Wazungu saw fit to take advantage to satisfy our women. But did they? No. Rape was the answer. And then the woman says, was it bad to trust the Wazungu? We ask, was it that bad to trust the Wazungu?
It was.
It was.
More than 100% bad. And that is what happens. What do you think about that line, Dennis?
It was obviously wrong to trust the Wazungus, and their intentions were obviously hidden when they put the poison in our foods, the rape, and everything that they did behind our backs, and we had no clue the whole time. So I guess that's what started the whole bond that they broke with us in Kenya.
So it's the trust.
Yeah.
It's the trust that broke everything. And you see even now, what happens is the Wazungu, they are very smart, right? They'll go to African, learn the language, learn the African dance, learn the drumming, and come and apply it here, right? And it works for them. So it's the same thing when they went, they mixed with us. When our grandmother and grandfather were telling us stories, they were there because they wanted to capture everything about us so that they don't leave any details out. So that's why you see the spy, when she came back to report, she reported everything that we do. What do you think?
The way like the world works is you don't get a signal on someone's head of red flag, green flag. So I wouldn't say it was bad to trust them, because what if they were good and you push them away? Now Kenyans would have been seen as bad, selfish people who don't know how to. So I just feel like it's, even though it's unfair, it's just like
You
life.
can't blame them. Yeah. I'm saying that like once we know what actually happened, it was bad.
Yeah, you regret it, and but even if you could take it back, your knowledge would go back as well. So you wouldn't.
They wouldn't
know.
have known either way.
Yeah. So
it's true.
Just life.
Oh dear Lord. Okay, let's continue.
And then the narrator starts by saying, well, the bond that we once shared was broken, and for more than 8 years, from the early 1950s, our beloved, beautiful Kenya was never the same again.
Wow. So that is after now they came.
Showed their true colours.
Showed their true colours.
Yeah.
Kenya was never the same again. And that is when now our history begins. So that is when now we had to stand and say no. And you know, the funny thing is, when we were researching about the play, there is this guy that was on the play as well, the British guy. He was playing a very big role in the Muzungu part. And he took us to one guy that went to Kenya when he was 17. He was a soldier. He went to Kenya to fight. So he was one of those Wazungus that were killing people in Kenya. And he was 17 at that time, but this time we were meeting him, he was around 60 something, he was old. And he had an office with computers. And when he even saw that I was Kenyan, this guy was angry already. And I'm like, why are you even angry with me, first of all? And they say, you are terrorists. I was like, okay,
what?
I'm in the wrong place. What do you mean? Let me just sit down first and enlighten you. You see these computers, right? They're yours. Good. If I come to your office now and I want to steal them, would you fight for them? And he was like, yeah. I said, you just answered me. Why did you go to Kenya? For what? You went to Kenya to take what is mine, so I had to stand and fight for what I know it's mine.
What did he expect us to do?
He didn't expect. He was calling me a terrorist in his office. And this man was so angry. He went to Kenya at the age of 17. And do you know what upset him the most? I can't believe this man. What upset him the most is that Kenyans, the Mau Maus, that they used to cut the horse. I told you that they used to cut the leg of a horse one leg of a horse and then leave the horse there, and the horse will bleed to death. And that horse was very important to them. And I said, hang on, excuse me, what about you that used to cut pregnant women and take their children out and feed your dogs?
Feed the dogs. Yeah.
How painful is that? And he's like, it's not the same. He can't still see it at the age of 60 something. This man can still not see that. And then I said, you should be angry with your government that sent you to war when you're at the age of 17, because it has really messed your brains up.
Yeah.
Because up to now, you still can't see that what you did was wrong. He still...
Is it that, or like, I've always wondered with people like that, like, is it them being ignorant, or do they actually know what they done was wrong?
I think they're genuinely like stubborn, like they genuinely believe that what they done was okay. Because you know, white people have a superiority complex, like they genuinely believe that you're
They're
beneath
the superior
them.
race, yeah.
So you having your own opinion or your own voice is annoying. You're just supposed to be quiet and take what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So when you do, like, break it down, like, we're both human at the end of the day. It's
They
like,
don't like that.
no,
No,
I'm white.
you're down there. I'm up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, so the man was angry with me. And I only went there to get some stories because we really wanted this play to be 100% based on true facts. So I didn't get it anywhere from a British person because they saw us as terrorists. So I didn't get the story from them. So I only got the story from our Kenyans, who I know 100% were telling the truth, because everyone that we spoke to was crying and was still angry because there was no any justice, there was no any healing, there was no any counseling, there was no only reconciliation. I don't even know what can be done to heal that to heal the pain that these people went through, but the things they saw was deep.
you just had to move on and get on with life.
Yeah, but it's easier said than
It's
done.
not. It's not.
No,
as
that's
easy as
that's
that.
what they've just had to do.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, at
Yeah,
that time,
'cause
yeah.
You're not killing us anymore. So let's just be friends then.
Yeah.
And that's
Get
just
on
how
with
it
it.
went. Yeah. So some people still continued hating the Kenyans. Some Kenyans still continued hating the British. But some said sorry. Some said it was okay, and then some became friends in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's go on.
So Tema, I think this is one of the children. I think they're playing outside here, and one wants to go home. So Tema says, "Stop, please, let's just go. Every moment counts. The other day, I was out of the house for a few minutes just to find my two sisters laying in their own pool of blood, dead. That memory still lives with me. And I have 3 more sisters left. I need to get back home and be looking after them."
Wow. And the fact that all these things are true facts, sometimes it hurts me as well, even to just listen to them. But history is there, and it's things that
Hard
happened.
truth.
Hard truth. Wow. Okay, continue.
The next bit is Nyambura standing up and saying, "It's better to die on my feet than to live on my knees."
Okay, so we also had children who had enough, even though they're children, because people sometimes say children don't see. They see, because they saw their fathers being dragged away, their brothers being taken away, their moms being made or raped, or even children were raped,
And
beaten.
they knew that that's what's coming for them next.
Yeah.
So they'd rather try than just wait their turn.
Instead of just waiting to get killed, basically. Yeah.
At least die trying. Yeah, like she said, she'd rather die trying.
On her feet than die on her knees.
Yeah. No, live on her knees.
No. Is it?
Yeah, she'd rather die on her
Oh,
feet
yeah,
than
yeah,
live
yeah.
on her knees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that really a life?
To
If
live
you're-
on your knees.
To live at the mercy of someone else. Because then they can just turn around and be like, yeah, I'm done with you. Boom, kill you.
So you're always living scared. You're always like this.
Anyway,
What next?
yeah.
What next? Yeah.
So you might as well try to take a stand. Your stand could be the last stand, or it could be the first stand of many stands.
Yeah, that changes things. Yeah. And that's why now today we are celebrating the heroes, because they took that stand.
Yeah.
They said, I'd rather die trying than live on my knee. So that is what all those people that fought for us, that today is their day, did. So totally respect for them. Because of them, we're here today.
And we have our independence.
And we have our independence as well.
Yeah.
Hey! Liberation! Freedom! All right, go on.
So the narrator says, On October the 20th, 1952, the government of Kenya, supported by 40,000 white settlers and the British Army, declared war against approximately 5.2 million Kenyan people. The Kenyans, especially the Kikuyu tribe, stood and fought for their country. On the other hand, we also had the ones that were known or seen as traitors, called the Home Guard. The Home Guard was made up of different tribes in Kenya, with the Wazungu being the initiators. In the meetings, as they discussed how to fight the Wazungus, women kept watch and called out to their men, warning them off of the Wazungus when danger was looming.
And then the narrator continues by saying, the Mzungu misunderstanding and interpretation of this word was Mau Mau. And so it was. Mau Mau was born. Mau Mau was the name coined by the Europeans to discredit the movement and to confuse the weavers. The freedom fighters knew themselves as the... am I going to try to pronounce this word?
Try.
Please forgive me if I don't pronounce this right. Chamajiakutia Wiadhi.
Wow, let me try. Let me see. Because I think that's a Kikuyu word. And
Yeah.
I wish I had somebody here who can translate for us. So, chama cha kuitia YV. Chama cha kuitia YV.
Chama
Okay.
Chiakuit.
Chama cha kuitia YV. I'm not
YV.
Kikuyu either, but I'm trying.
Yeah.
Kenyan.
I
So I'm
forgot to
trying.
tell my mom to help me to
Yeah, you
pronounce
have
that
told
one.
your mom to help you. So you put it on speaker and we hear how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
So chama cha kuitia YV. So in reality, Mau Mau, they were called chama cha kuitia YV. Please forgive us if you're not pronouncing it properly.
Heard Mau Mau from that.
And they no, because the women used to say uma ni nimokire. Uma
That makes
nimokire.
sense.
That means get out, they are coming.
Mau
Mauma.
That's not funny, but-
Nimokire. How can that be translated to Mau
Mau
Mau?
Mau. I don't know
Uma
how.
nimokire.
Maybe when they're running to war, it's bouncing in their ears. It sounds like Mau Mau.
because they're running.
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
hilarious.
So the women used to call them men because the women was watching and the
Yeah.
men were in the bushes fighting, and when the women see the Mzungu coming, they'll be like uma nimokire uma. I'm saying that really nice, nimokire. uma.
I was even trying to pronounce Mau Mau.
Yeah,
and then
Mau Mau.
my mom was like, you need to loosen up your lips.
Yes.
Because I was saying it Mau Mau, but
Yeah.
it's meant to be like Mau Mau.
Yeah, Mau
Yeah.
Mau. So that is where the word came from. But actually, it was the Freedom Struggle Association, Chama cha kuitia YV. So that's where the Mau Mau was born. It was not really. And then the Mau Mau as well, Kenyan said, Mzungu arudi Ulaya, Mwafrika apate uhuru. As well.
Oh my
Kenyans translated
God.
it to that. Mzungu arudi Ulaya, Mzungu should go back to
their country.
Their country.
Country.
Mwafrika, black man, apate uhuru. So that's how we translated it as well. So the Mzungu translated it to their own, we translated it to our own.
That was a nice remix, though.
Yeah, Mzungu,
That-
right?
that it
Mzungu
works,
arudi
yeah.
Ulaya, Mwafrika apate uhuru. That's
was a
nice.
nice
We should have a song. But the home guards, those were the traitors. Right? Those were the ones that
Traitors.
traitors
you know,
are everywhere. You can't avoid them.
Can you blame traitors?
I think it depends.
Not really, not really.
Some people are born. I don't think it's a
They just-
shame to be born a coward.
Yeah.
A coward is different from a traitor, though.
No, but it's because of your fear
Seeing
that
everyone
will
get killed.
turn you into being a traitor now because you don't want to die.
Yeah. I don't blame them.
Yeah.
To be honest.
But I think you can be a coward, even though you don't want to die or anything, but just say you're not saying anything, you're not going to do anything. But a traitor can be different because a traitor can be somebody who is not even, they're not even cowards. They're not cowards, but they just see things. I'm going to tell.
Conniving, yeah.
They just want to be, a traitor and a
Yeah.
coward is different because a traitor is somebody who, they have a choice. They are 100%, a coward probably doesn't have a choice. So they're coward. A traitor can just decide, you know what, this Dennis, I'm going to report because they want to look good in the Muzungu eye. Or maybe
Yeah.
Muzungu have given them money to be traitors.
But the thing is, maybe they kind of didn't have a choice in a way, because imagine seeing your wives get killed, your children, seeing everyone dying.
And they promised your
horrific-
family safety.
Yeah, go back to England as well. So
Yeah, I know, but if they've killed your family, if they've killed your family already, what do you have to lose now? They've killed your wife, your children, your parents. What do you have?
Yeah, but some people's minds go two ways. It's, I'm so scared, I don't want that to happen to me.
they want some security.
And they want security, or it can flip and they just stay with their people and just kill all of you.
Because that's what they were promised.
But I think the fear of actually seeing someone being killed will push you in an extreme side, whichever side it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I agree with you guys. The way you people see things, that's why you are youths. We are the older generation. We see things differently. That's why I'm so happy that you guys are here. Okay, let's move on.
So this is Alex. The men are talking to each other here. What's happening in our country, Kenya? What is this Mau Mau rubbish I'm hearing? Tell me, John, how do these people operate? I thought we were paying you for enough information.
John says, it's an organization, a secret society which enforces membership by compelling people to take an oath, and that's how it builds up its membership. The Mau Mau are taking all our lands, they kill all your men, they even kill their own kind. These people are animals, they all have to die. Don't worry, I'll keep you informed of their hiding grounds.
And this John right now is a Kenyan. So this Kenyan now is a big traitor now.
Yeah.
So you see him, I think he had a little bit of a... He's getting paid for information. So John is getting paid. We didn't see them saying that we'll kill your family, but he's getting paid for information. So to me, that is a traitor, and he has to die.
Yeah.
Because of him, a lot of people now are dying. Because if he's telling the Muzungu where the Mau Maus are hiding, or where the freedom fighters are hiding, come on, that's somebody who deserves to be taken out.
Yeah.
Wow. So we have a traitor in our midst now. I hope that's none of you guys.
No.
I start hiding, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Let's go on.
So Alex responds, in my opinion, the only good Mau Mau is a dead Mau Mau. Now, how many of the 51.5 million Africans in Kenya are members of the Mau Mau?
John says, it's possible to say that the estimate is more than 100,000, but you cannot really tell. And then Alex goes on to say, well, the British government is declaring a state of emergency in Kenya with immediate effect, and to discuss the measures now being taken to suppress the active movement of this so-called Mau Mau, and also to remind our soldiers of the payment put in place. That 5 Kenyan shilling will be paid to them for any Mau Mau they kill.
Can you imagine? 5 shillings. Anyway, that time 5 shillings was a lot of money. But you see, it's money. So it started from them just coming to eat with us and tell stories with our parents, to now saying that Kenya is their country, is their land, and they want to kill every Mau Mau, and the good Mau Mau is a dead Mau Mau. And the fact that this is based on true story is really sad. To see what happened. It's the same as Kinta Kinte, when they're doing all this underground, when they're doing, and now there's a lot of those plays being done, or those movies being done, because they really want history to be known that this is what happened, but we need to find healing and move on, but it will never change what happened. And this is what happened in Kenya, and it's the reality of life. From them eating with us and telling us stories, to them now saying that 5 shillings is going to be paid to, and then what? And then now the story of the greedy grandmother comes in. The story of everybody loves money comes in. It's all about the money.
Yeah, it's true.
Wow. Go on.
So Rachel says, as a narrator, on October the 9th, Baron went to the colonial office requesting them to let him declare a state of emergency in Kenya. The movement has many heads, Baron said. You are dealing with Hydra. It's now abundantly clear that we are facing a planned revolutionary movement. If the movement can't be stopped, we will be faced with administrative breakdown followed by bloodshed amounting to civil war. European firms are very reasonable, but all indications are that there will be planned assassination. Reprisal will then be absolutely inevitable.
And then Alex says, and so it happened. Britain declared a state of emergency in Kenya in 1952. Sorry, this is the narrator. And sent the military to quell a rebellion by the Mau Mau movement. This comprised predominantly of Kikuyu, the largest Kenyan ethnic group, who are among the most exploited of the poor under the colonial rule. The emergency, which was expected to last for a few weeks, took over 8 years, and the battle continued.
How? State of emergency in somebody's country. So you leave your own country and go and do state of emergency in somebody's country.
Yeah.
I've never had that. Well, I'm hearing it now.
Yeah.
I had it now. So, and they even send the military. You see, that's what's happening right now. It's the same thing that is still happening right now. We hear they've sent war, that they're going to kill I don't know which leader, and there's no proof of anything.
Yeah.
One president just wakes up and say, oh, that person is a terrorist, we're going to kill them without no proof. It's still happening right now. The only difference is they don't go and they take the whole country like these British people came and just state of emergency in someone else's country.
Yeah.
Wow. So on the October the 9th, the British declared a state of emergency in Kenya. Wow. Whew. Let's continue.
So this is Kamau.
So that's Kamau,
I
yeah.
think he's just talking to the men here. Remember the words of Mzee Jomo Kenyatta. KAU, Kenya African Union, is not a fighting union that uses fists and weapons. If any of you thinks that using force is good, I do not agree with you. Do not forget the old saying that he who hit with a club return, but he who hits with justice can never come back. But then we have applied all that value, and I think we should look at the situation in another angle, tackle it in a different way. And he continues to say, what about my 8-year-old girl, my 8-year-old girl? I know you all heard what happened. 2 Wazungus dragged me as I watched helplessly while they beat her into the darkness. I searched and searched, but she was nowhere to be found. The Mzungus laughing and mocking me until this day, anytime I close my eyes. I can see the fear in her eyes. Her cries haunt me, and I wonder where my beautiful daughter is. But hope is not lost, as I know that one day I will see her again. I have failed my family. Right now I have nothing to lose. Whatever it takes, I will do it. The Wazungus must die.
Do you think he failed his family? Oh, it's a continuation of Kamau.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, Otieno.
Otieno replies.
Okay. Do you think Kamau let his family down?
He couldn't do anything.
He couldn't do anything when they were dragging his daughter. And the fact that this really happened, because this is Gitwa Kehengeri who told me that happened. And remember what I asked him, and he was so angry. Oh, ignorance is bad. I was so ignorant. And he told me, Gitwa Kehengeri told me that he was locked in another cell and his child was in another cell. I even feel like crying when he told me this. I was so angry. I was so stupid to ask a very stupid question. The man, tears just rolled and told me, how can you ask me such a stupid question? And I was like, okay. Because I think I did not step on his shoes at that particular time.
You were just
I was just saying
like a story.
A story.
Yeah.
And that's why instead of just hearing stories, we need to actually be part of that.
Yeah.
So when he told me that, I started now becoming part of it. And that's why I feel pain when I'm talking about these things. But before, he was just talking.
Yeah.
And he said that he could just hear his child being beaten up, and his child is calling onto him, Daddy, please help me. And he couldn't do anything. And then I said, don't you think that it was good? Oh God, that was so stupid of me. That was so stupid of me. I said, don't you think it was good that your child was in a different cell with you? So he was being beaten and you didn't see him.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean to an extent, because imagine it's either you see what they're doing to
But
a
he could
child.
still hear it.
He can still hear it, but imagine seeing it. That's a different thing. He wouldn't have been able to live with himself. If
That's
he
what
saw
I
that.
thought.
I don't think it makes a difference.
And it was
Really?
like, he
Because
really
now
wanted...
you're just visualizing it in your own mind while you're hearing the cries. It's
You know
not
that-
like they're just telling you they done it and it's like somewhere else you can't hear or see. you
So-
can still hear. So it's like, it's a different form of torture for you.
But you know that saying, whatever you don't know can't hurt you. Like, he knew his child was being beaten and he can hear it. But imagine seeing that.
I don't know.
That's what I thought.
No,
That's a
I
whole
don't think
different
it's the
thing.
same.
He was so angry with me, and I had to apologize 20 times. I thought he's not going to tell me anymore, but he did. So he just looked at me and thought, stupid little girl, you have no idea what we're going through. So let me just keep on telling you
Yeah.
what you want to
It's good
hear.
to get the story out there anyway.
Yeah.
For otherwise, it will just become
Die.
stories,
Yes.
and then stories will become like legends and myths, and you just probably
You won't
never know
believe
about
this.
it anymore.
Yeah.
You will probably even not hear about it because some experiences are so painful. People never talk about it. It dies with them. That's that story gone. That's
Yeah.
that piece of history gone.
Yeah. So when I go back to Kenya, I have to go and see him. But his wife died. His wife died, I don't know if it's 2 years ago, last year, but he's still alive. So if I go to Kenya, I have to go and see him again
Yeah.
and sit down with him and get more. Because that time it was really painful for me as well, because it's a long time ago. Okay. Then we have Otieno now. And by the way, I know there's when I was talking to Gitwa Kahengeri, he said that a lot of tribes fought for independence. It's not just one tribe, because people always think that it was only the Kikuyus that fought. But it was not only the Kikuyus, but yes, they made the larger numbers because there are a lot of them. So the Kikuyus made the larger numbers when they were fighting, but other tribes fought as well. And even when it came to Home Guard, there was all the tribes were there. So there was mix of all the tribes as home guards that were traitors, and there were also mix of all the tribes who fought for independence. But yes, 80% of those people were Kikuyus. So that has to be told. Yeah, okay, cool.
So Otieno goes to say, they came to my village, burned our houses down, everything gone in a blink of an eye. The Muzungu said, I have nothing left. I have to get my family out, or we will go down just like the houses, burned to death. We should leave our big land, the only land I inherited from my grandfather. What could I have done but to relocate and join all the other homeless Kenyans in the camp? I never knew it would come to this, but then I believe in my freedom and it's in my hands. I will get it back. I will fight my last breath. And then Otieno says, then we need a home leopard to lead us to the battle. And I think Kamau is the best leopard, the best leader. He is strong and committed to our people and country. He is the one that we can trust and rely on.
Okay, so the home leopard is a leader, really. So they trusted Kamau to lead them to the battle. Okay.
The narrator says, in a hut, a hidden hut in the forest, the group members cut the throat of an animal whose blood was then mixed with that of the people taking the oath. Blood was then spilt over their bodies, and each group had to drink some as well. The initiated were admitted to the group after taking their vows. May I be struck down if my friends decide to do something and I refuse to obey. May I be struck down if I ever betray my people. May the curse follow me and all my generations to come. I will kill anybody who betrays my motherland, regardless of who the person is.
Wow, that's deep. That is deep. So they had to take an oath. And if you betray your motherland, you're gone. Because I know at the end, we had somebody who actually was executing people. We'll see that at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, move on.
And then now, this is when we find out John is now the traitor.
Whoa, so John was the traitor.
Yeah.
He is the traitor.
And I feel like even before that, they kind of suspected him before that. Because you added things in there like he came in quite nervous, he was looking around. So, yeah.
He was kind of making himself of, you know, sometimes guilt eats you up and you make things that you're not supposed to make obvious just because of how you're feeling
how you're
inside.
acting and stuff, yeah.
And I think that's why moms find you guys out. Moms always find you guys out when you've done something wrong, and mom will be like, and be like, Mom, what is it? Because we know how to look. We're like,
Or they know something's up.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
What?
And they're like, oh God, mom always knows everything.
Yeah.
It's because of that guilt. So that's what John was doing there. So now they found out that John is the traitor.
Yeah, and Wamalua says, John, you are a traitor. You are a wolf in a sheep's clothing. You sold our brothers, your motherland, Kenya, and for what? And Kamal says, a stick that goes into the fire will begin to burn. You traitor, you must die. And then John is killed and dragged out.
Wow. And there's so much proverbs in this as well. There's so much proverbs. So John had to die. I don't feel sorry for him. I won't lie. No. I don't feel sorry for him at all.
Not at that point in time where all our families are at risk and you're just taking money.
Yeah, you're just taking money and betraying your people.
And he gave so much information to the Wazungus as
well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. And guys, this play is going to be played in Greenwich Theatre in London on January the 30th, 2022. And these two are going to be the main characters as you see them here. So yeah, I'm so happy. My Kenyans in the theatre, Greenwich Theatre, yes! Okay, good.
Mrs. Musioki says, remember the say, instruct a man, you instruct an individual. Instruct a woman, you instruct a nation. Women, we have the power. We must stand and support our men at all costs. If any of us betray our men, we have not destroyed the men, but the entire nation. However far the stream flows, it never forgets its source.
Wow. Go on.
And then Rahima goes on to say, today we bury our children. The friendship we shared like the needle and the thread was broken. The hot needle burned the thread. We thought we could not do without each other, but we are wrong. We trusted the one that lied to us rather than the truth that lived in us. We forgot the proverb that said the depth of the water should never be tested by 2 feet. But what did we do? Our feet went in and we drowned in our own blood and water. Blood dripping from women's chests, with their breasts hanging out as they bury their children. Pregnant women's stomachs were cut in two, and the unborn babies taken out of their wombs and fed to the Wazungu's dogs, while the women were left to die. Why?
Mama Nyambura, anyone who rebelled against the Wazungu had needles put through their nails, hanged, shot, or had their heads cut off and displayed on a big pole in the market square to warn whoever thought of taking the route of rebelliousness. It became women's duties to dig holes and bury their own as the men went to hiding, fighting to proclaim what rightfully belonged to us. Was there any other way?
And then the narrator voice says, the pain was so unbearable, especially as brothers betrayed and helped the Wazungus kill their own kind. Women turned into house slaves, young girls and women were raped continually, young boys were taken into the fields with hard labor. A country that was once peaceful, happy and united has been divided by so much.
Okay.
Can I borrow your phone, please? Because mine's about to die.
Wow, that is so sad.
Oh, yeah.
That is so sad. And the fact that these things really happen. So, guys, if you're watching, that's why we say this play is not for under 10. Because this is so deep stuff for under 10 to hear and to take in. So, it's for over 10 years. So, January the 30th, 2022, this play is going to be played at Greenwich Theatre. And we have our Kenyans here who are going to be the kingpins, I say, of the play. So we need to come out and support our own. And this is the history of Kenya. This is what happened during the Mau Mau. I will even find out that the Mau Mau wasn't really Mau Mau. It's a white man that came up with that name. And there's a lot to learn and a lot to know about our country, Kenya. Continue.
The narrator said, it is estimated that the Mau Mau killed officially was 12,000, unofficially 20,000 plus. Captured 2,633, surrendered 2,714. These figures do not include the many hundreds that disappeared, were burned, or whose bodies were never found.
And then the narrator says, the sword devours one person as well as another. whilst all the killing was taking place and we were busy hating the Wazungu. What we did not realize is that they were or are not all the same after all. We had a lot of Wazungu who really hated what was happening. They wrote a lot of petitions to the authorities in England. They never took part in any of the killings. We give big thanks to each one of them. Among the hundreds, we have John Nottingham, who was affected by the evil that was taking place and totally refused to be part of it. Describing it was unforgivable and unspeakable. He ended up marrying a beautiful Kenyan woman. We also have Juanita Carberry, a white British woman who loved Kenya so much and ended up living with a Kikuyu family as one of her own. The author of The Child of a Happy Valley, may her soul rest in perfect peace. The British government had enough letters from those brave Wazungu, and in 1963 they eventually surrendered and gave Kenya back to the rightful owners. This was welcomed with a big celebration. On the 1st of June 1963, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta became the first Prime Minister of self-governing Kenya, and on the 12th of December 1963, a new nation was born, and a year later, the 12th of December 1964, Kenya became a republic with Jomo Kenyatta as the president.
Mzee Jomo Kenyatta was the first president of Kenya. Wow. So like they say,
This is a continuation.
Okay, go on.
The late Mzee Jomo Kenyatta is widely acknowledged as one of the greatest men of the 20th century, a true son of Africa. He is also remembered for urging Kenyans to preserve their culture and heritage. He died on the 22nd of August 1978. And we all as Kenyans stand together united in a country of peace, love and unity. The British government wrote an apology letter to the government of Kenya acknowledging all the atrocities that were caused, and they were very remorseful. And with that we say, Jambu, Karibu Kenya yetu, Hakuna Matata.
Well done. So like I always say, we have bad people and good people in all genders, all colors, all tribes. So as much as there were Zungus were, yes, they came to our country and stole it from us, we also have had some Wazungus who are against what was happening, like John Nottingham actually married a Kenyan, and even when he died, he was buried in Kenya. He refused to be buried back in Britain, so he was buried in Kenya. So we had more likes like him who hated what was happening. And in fact, John Nottingham, he had all the things that were happening, he was writing them down and hiding them. So he's the one who exposed everything that was happening, and that's why we had a lot of things written down, things that were happening in reality. So as much as the Wazungu went to Kenya to do this, it's not all the Wazungus that are bad, right? Okay, continue.
Thank you, our ancestors. Thank you, all our men, women and children who stood strong and never lost hope. And thank you to the British government for accepting that you tried to destroy a country that was once very united and peaceful. Your letter was received. We should never forget our heroes, just to mention a few.
Okay, so here we're just going to mention a few heroes, but there's plenty. So, because I don't want anybody to think, oh, it's just 4, 5 or 6. We do have a lot of heroes who fought for us, but this is just to mention a few. So, yes.
Miss Musyoki.
Miss Musyoki.
Miss Musyoki.
Yeah.
First Vice President of Kenya in office, 12th of December 1964 to May 1965. He died the year 1994.
I think this is his real name.
No, that's his real name. Don't mention the character, just mention the hero.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't mention the character, because the character it's Miss Musyoki who is talking there.
Oh,
so
okay.
Don't mention Miss Musyoki, just mention the hero.
Okay.
Right now we're just talking about the heroes now, because today is their day.
Yeah.
So this is the heroes now.
Jaramogi Ojinja.
No, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. The father of Baba. Jaramogi Jaramogi
Jaramogi
Oginga
Oginga
Odinga.
Odinga.
Yes, that's the father of Baba.
Yeah.
Joseph Murumbi.
So talk about Jaramogi Oginga Odinga again, please.
Oh, the first vice president of Kenya in office.
Which year?
12th December 1964 to May 1965. He died the year 1994.
Joseph Murumbi, the second vice president of Kenya, in office May 1965 to December 1966. He died the year 1990.
And Stanley Madenji, he became a leader of the Mau Mau military unit in Nyeri District Council in May 1953. He disappeared in 1955. Unto this day, nobody knows his whereabouts.
Musa
Mariama. Musa Mariama.
Mariama.
who believed in fighting for his motherland to the very end of his life when he helped a friend who had been bitten by a poisonous snake. He sucked the venom out of his leg, which sadly led to his own death in 1989.
So this person fought for independence and he didn't die. And then he just sucked venom from his friend's leg and died. That's sad. Yeah, let's go on.
Waruhiru Itot,
You taught, yeah.
who took the Mau Mau oath in 1950 and subsequently became responsible for oathing and was an executioner of anyone that was caught betraying their motherland. He wrote the book The Mau Mau in Action in 1979 and he died in 1993.
Wow, so that's the one who executed John, I'm sure. The traitor.
Ramogi Achieng Oneko, a Kenyan freedom fighter and a politician. He was considered as a national hero. He died the year 2007.
We should never forget Dedan Kimathi, one of the strong and faithful freedom fighters who stood and fought for his motherland until his death.
Dedan Kimathi was born on the 31st of October 1920 in Nyeri District, Central Province. He died on the 18th of February 1957, aged 36. Now it's a celebration, I think.
Oh yeah, of the Queen. So Tabitha says that is true. 58 years later, in 2010, Queen Elizabeth's grandson, Prince William, and his girlfriend, Kate Middleton, set off for a holiday in Kenya, where the prince proposed marriage to Kate, and she said yes with a very big smile.
So we now see the beginning, which we were so happy. We see the Kenya then, which we were so happy as a community. And then we saw the Kenya when we were in that darkness. And then now we see our heroes who fought and died for us. And then now we've come back to the beginning where the princess came. But now we're 58 years later, she came to Kenya. And that's why Kenya has a relationship with the British monarchy, because she came to Kenya in 1952. Now we see the grandson, 58 years later, the grandson comes to Kenya and proposed to the wife now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you remember watching the whole ceremony?
Yes.
It was beautiful.
It was so nice.
Yeah.
What was beautiful?
Kate Middleton and Prince William.
Wedding.
Yeah.
You watched that?
Yes.
Yeah, but the wedding was here, but the engagement was in Kenya. Yeah, go on.
Why are you looking at me?
Yeah, go on.
Tabitha says, Kenya has a special place in the history of the British monarchy.
Yeah.
Nyambura says, history is a way of life. In order to step into your destiny, your yesterday makes a big impact on your future. 58 years later, after the independence, the son of the soil still sits on the throne. His Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta. History always has a way of repeating itself.
Can you imagine? The dad was the first president of Kenya. 58 years later, he's still the president. So that's the son of the soil, in case somebody's thinking, who is the son of the soil? So the son of the soil is still sitting on the throne. So So that where the dad was 58 years later. Yeah.
And Kamal says, that is awesome. I can now see we have a lot to celebrate. All our heroes, our president now, our Kenya before, our Kenya then, our Kenya now, and our Kenya to come.
And Tema says, and with that we should celebrate. But first, can we all stand and sing our national anthem?
Our national anthem that we started with when we started the program. Wow, so thank you very much, everybody, for listening to us. Thank you, the youths. You were wonderful. That is good. Now we know a lot about our history. So if you wake up and somebody asks you, hey, who is Mariama? You just say, yes, in 1960, this is Mariama. He died when he sucked venom from somebody's feet. And, so you know so much about the Kenyan history.
Yeah.
And this play is a 2 hours play. So right now we just touched base, but it's actually really, really deep. And to actually now see people performing it is different from us just sitting here talking about it. Because now when we are performing it, there's props, there's people, there's screaming, there's crying, there's actual action in it. And it would be nice if we also have Gitu Kahengeri maybe talk. Because we're going to be in Green Theatre. They have screens and they have everything, and they have projectors, so we can actually have him say something about confirming everything that happened and also telling us more about our Kenyan history, because he was part of the Mau Mau, or part of the association before Muzungu started calling it the Mau Mau. He was part of it. And he was jailed, he was beaten, his child was beaten. And the thing is, I didn't ask if the child is still alive or he died. Because after he told me off, I was like, okay, Lydia, just mind your mind, your language. Don't ask that silly. No, I can't ask that question. But maybe now he can tell us the history. At least we have somebody who was there physically and they saw what happened. And in real life as well. And so I want to thank you, everybody who watched. And thank you so much, Denise and Dennis. Thank you for this. And also, thank you. You're Kenyan, so what can you tell us in Swahili? In Swahili, just one thing, two things, just to tell the viewers, because today is about Mashujaa Day. So what will be your last words?
Kwaheri.
Kwaheri. Okay. Dennis?
I think I stole his word.
Yeah, she did.
I knew it.
It was at the tip of our tongue. Gosh, I don't know what else to say.
So we will teach some little words today. So we have jambo. Jambo is hello. And then we have kwaheri. No. First, I always tell children when I go to school, if somebody comes to your house and knocks the door, and you open, what do you say when you
Jambo.
open the door?
Jambo.
What do you tell the hello? So hello in this is how it's easier to learn. So hello in Swahili is jambo. Now somebody tells you hello, what do you say back?
Hi.
Okay, so jambo.
Habari
And then now
yako.
you're standing outside the door. Habari yako, mzuri sana. You can use that as well, or you can say sasa poa, but that's Islam. That's not proper Swahili. And then now somebody's outside your door. What do you tell them? Now they're still standing. In English, what do you tell them? You've opened the door. You've said, oh, hi.
Oh.
Depends who's at the door.
How are you?
Yeah, you said, how are you already? We're done. I teach little children and they know what to say. You're big children.
Who's at the door? Is it a postman or is it a friend? You need to know.
Yeah. Where's my package?
What's the
It's
relationship?
a friend. No, it's a friend.
You coming in? Or you want to come in?
No, you can't ask you want to come in.
So what they
I
doing?
didn't tell you.
I'm not telling you the children tell me. I'm asking you, what do you say? So
I want to know what they said though.
I don't know what to say.
After they've knocked the door and then you've opened it, you say, oh, hi. Okay, then what do you say next? Your friend is standing outside.
Hello, how are you?
Come in.
Come in. Oh my
She said that.
No, you said, do you want to come in? You cannot ask somebody, do you want to come in? They've come
It's
to
a more
see
polite
you.
way you could say.
No, come in. Okay. So in Swahili is karibu. And then what do you say when they tell you come in?
When they tell you come in.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Oh,
And then now in Swahili is
Do you know why
Asante.
children understand this conversation? Because that's not how it works in real life.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
People don't come to you and say, hello, come
Hi,
in, thank you.
That's how we come on. That's how you see when aunties come and they know. I say, oh, hi, Sasa. ingia, karibu, ingia. And then you say, oh, asanti. What do you mean? That's what happens in real life. It's just maybe sometimes.
Yeah. I clocked it after.
Now.
Yeah. It doesn't happen like that with us. We open the door and we turn around.
No, that's rude.
And they shut the door for you and they come in the living room.
That's how we do it.
Yes. That's not the difference between being brought up in Africa and being brought up here. That's rude. You cannot just, your friend knocks the door and, yeah. You go.
And then we catch up as we're walking now. Like,
there is no catching up. How do you know? Maybe they didn't want to come in. They were saying something. So
why are you knocking on my door?
That's why. But you see, moms do that all the time. They knock. Oh, sasa, ingia, karibu, come in. And then they say, oh, papo asanti. And then that's how I teach now. So there is knock, hello, jambo. Oh, karibu, come in. Karibu. Oh, asanti, thank you. And then your friend comes in, you eat, you gossip, we finish. Now your friend is going. What do you say? Bye. So in Swahili you say kwaheri. Right? So we've learned some Swahili now. So they say kwaheri, which is bye. And then nakupenda, I love you. Your friend can tell you that, no?
No.
We say that to each other as aunties and uncles. Okay, maybe not uncles. It's weird, uncles to say I love you to each other. But aunties do say that all the time. No?
Do you?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. You have to ask.
All right. Do you? Okay. Yes, I do. I tell my friends all the time I love them.
Oh.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Today is Mashujaa Day, which means Heroes Day. So I say Mashujaa Day. Happy Mashujaa to everybody in Kenya, and also happy Mashujaa to all the people that fought and died for us. And right now I know they're turning in their grave because of how Kenya has become. Greed, corruption. I'm sure they're like, why did we fight? What was the point? But there's a point, because we're still here. We're not corrupt. And the youths are still here as well. And they can't be the presidents or the leaders of tomorrow, and they can change Kenya. So don't be disappointed. We are still working on it. But for now, thank you very much. And I'll see you next week again, the same time, 6:30 UK time and 8:30 Kenyan time. Until then, we say what we always say. It can only be God, and love you all. Do you see? I said I love you.
I realized.
At World Remit, we understand what the journey is about, how it can sometimes take a little distance to bring us a little closer together. With ways to save more when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you